on the topic. We're going to see how we can solve equations involving straight lines and find solutions. So we have a question here. Coordinates of point P and Q are 1, -2 and 4, 10 respectively. A point T divides line PQ in the ratio 2:1. Determine the coordinates of T. So we have point P and Q. Your Q is 4, 10 and P is 1, -1, -2. And you have a point here, point T, which divide this line in 2:1. So we have two different methods of solving this equation or solving this question. So we are going to look at all the two methods. The first method, we can use the ratio theorem. We can use vectors, the ratio theorem. We can have a point of origin there. So we need to find vector or T. So this side, the fraction total parts is 3, so this side it will be 1/3, then this side it will be 2/3. So to get OT, you take this part multiply by this vector, then again plus this part multiply by this opposite vector. So we can use the ratio theorem. So you shall have a third multiply by vector OP plus 2/3 times OQ. So this one will give us 1/3 multiply by 1, -2 plus 2/3 times vector OQ. So this one will be a third plus 6/3 plus 8/3, which is 9/3, which you get 3. And we have -2/3 plus 20/3, we get 18/3, which we get 6. So our point T will be 3, 6. You can also use another method whereby you have point P and Q, then you have this T. The ratio is 2:1. Our point P is 1, -2. Then Q is 4, 10. It means when you take this distance divide by this distance, you shall get a half. 1 divide by 2. So let's say here we have the coordinates x, y. So if you take we compare the distance of the y axis, we shall have 10 minus y. Then here the y axis, y minus -2, which is y plus 2, which will give you half. So we'll have 20 minus 2y is equal to y plus 2. This one, this side will be 3y, then this one 18 goes to 3y, so your y will be 6. Again, you can compare the x, it will be 4 minus x. You can compare the distance for x, so you shall have 4 minus x. Then again from here x minus 1 over x minus 1. That ratio should give you a half. So you'll have 8 minus 2x equals to x minus 1. This side it will be 3x, then this one will be 9, so 9 is equals to 3x, so your x will be 3. So you have 3, 6. Using the point T, the next part, find the gradient of a line perpendicular to PQ. So you have point P and point Q. Our point Q was 410 and point P was 1, negative 2, and our point T you have gotten as 3, 6. So they want find the gradient of a line perpendicular to PQ, a line which is perpendicular to PQ, and they want the gradient. So first of all, we need to find gradient of line PQ, which we know it is a change in y over change in x. So we have 10 minus 2 over 4 minus 1, which will give us 12 divided by 3. So our M1 is 4. So for perpendicular lines, if you multiply the gradient of those two lines, the perpendicular lines, will give you negative 1, and our M1 is 4. So you have 4 times M2, which will give you negative 1. It means the gradient of line 2, which is perpendicular to line 1, it will be negative 1 over 4. Then the next part, hence determine the equation of the line perpendicular PQ and passing through T. So our point T is 3, 6, and the gradient of the line passing through that point is negative 1, 4. So you can have another unknown point along that line to be xy. So the line is perpendicular to PQ. You have gotten the gradient, this one, and they want an equation of the line passing through this point. So again, we can say our change in y, which will be y minus 6 over change in x, x minus 3. It will give you the same gradient of a line which is perpendicular to PQ. So you cross multiply, you'll have 4y minus 24 equals to negative 1 plus 3, negative 1x, this is negative x, then plus 3. So you shall have 4y is equals to negative x plus 3, then plus 24. It jumps to the other side, it crosses the equal sign. So you shall have 4y is equal to negative x plus 27. So you shall leave our equation in the form of y is equals to mx plus c by dividing by 4 throughout. So you shall have y is equals to negative 1 over 4x plus 27 over 4. The next part of the question, if the line meets y-axis at r. So the equation of a line was we have gotten as y is equals to negative 1 over 4x plus 27 over 4. It meets the y-axis at r. Calculate the distance tr. So we need to know that we have this angle theta. If we have this our point T, which is 3, 6, and here we have point R where it meets the y-axis, so we need to get this distance tr, which is the hypotenuse, and we know that this gradient, our gradient is negative 1 over 4, so it's the same as the tan of theta is negative 1 over 4. So if you want to get that angle, it will be the tan inverse of negative 1 over 4, because we know that gradient is change in y over change in x, which is the same as opposite over adjacent. So if you get the angle theta, then we can use this side is 3 units, then we want this side TR. So 3 units, we have opposites, then you have hypotenuse. So you can say the sine of your angle theta, which is so opposite side is 3 units over hypotenuse, which is TR. So your TR will be 3 divided by the sine of the angle of theta which you got at this point. Question 2 on equation of straight lines. A line L1 passes through 1, 2, passes through a point 1, 2, and it has a gradient of 5. Another line L2 is perpendicular to L1. You have L2 which is perpendicular to L1, and it meets it at a point where x is equals to 4. So at this point where they meet, the value of x is 4, but we don't know the value of y. So they're saying find the equation for L2 in the form of y is equals to mx plus c. So first of all, for two lines which are perpendicular, we know that m1 times the gradient for line 2, it will give you -1, and the gradient for line 1 is 5, so 5 is 5 times m2, it will give you -1. So it means your m2 will be -1 over 5, the gradient for line 2. Then we have L1, we're given 1 point and the gradient, so you are going to form the equation for L1. So for L1 we have xy, then we have 1, 2. So to form the equation we have 2 minus y over x minus over 1 minus x, 2 minus y over 1 minus x will give us +5. So cross multiply, we shall get 2 minus y is equals to 5 minus 5x. So if this y goes this side, you'll have y is equals to +5x, then you have 2 minus 5, get -3. So the equation is equals to y is equals to 5x minus 3 for L1. But we are being told that the point where the two lines meet, the value of x is 4, so you need to find the value of y. So if x is equals to 4, it means y will be 5 times 4 and minus 3. It is 20 minus 3, which is 17. So it means at that point your x is 4 and y is 17, and the gradient for L2 is you have gotten as -1 over 5. So again we can find the equation of that line. So we shall have y minus 17 over x minus 4, which will give you -1 over 5. So this one will give us cross multiply 5y minus 85 goes to -x plus 4. So to get in that form, y is equals to mx plus c. So this is y will be equal to, dividing by 5 throughout, so it will be -1 over 5x. We have +4 over 5, then +85 over 5. We have 89 over 5. That one becomes your equation in the form of y is equals to mx plus c. Question 3. point P 5, negative 4, and Q negative 1, 2 are points on a straight line. Find the equation of the perpendicular bisector of PQ. So you are given 2 points. We have P and Q. P is 5, negative 4. Then Q is negative 1, 2. So they want a perpendicular bisector. So a bisector divides a line into two equal parts. That is what we need to know, and it meets this line at 90 degrees. So we need to first of all find the gradient m of PQ. So change in y over change in x. So we shall have 2 minus 4 over negative 1 minus 5. This will give us 6 over negative 6, which is negative 1. So since the two lines are perpendicular, it means to get M2, we have M1 times M2 for perpendicular lines. It will give you negative 1. So we shall have our M1 is negative 1 multiplied by M2, which will give you negative 1. So it means our M2 is negative 1 divided by negative 1, which is positive 1. So we need to get this point where this perpendicular bisector cuts line PQ, and it is the midpoint. So for you to get the midpoint, you'll take x1 plus x2 divided by 2 for the x coordinate, then y1 plus y2 divided by 2 for the y coordinate. So for the x coordinate, we have 5 plus negative 1 divided by 2. Then y, we have negative 4 plus 2 divided by 2. So at that point, the coordinates are, this is 4 divided by 2, we have 2. Negative 2 divided by 2, we have negative 1. So we have the point where the bisector cuts line PQ, and we can have another point xy on that line, which is unknown, and we know the gradient is 1. So we can derive the equation of the line in the form of y is equals to mx plus c. So we say if we take the gradient of these 2 points, it should give us 1. So we have y minus 1 over, we have x minus 2, which will give us 1. This is y plus 1 over x minus 2, which will give us 1. So cross multiply, we shall have y plus 1 is equals to x minus 2. So we shall have y equals to x, this is plus 1, it becomes minus 1, so x minus 3. So we have our equation in the form of y is equals to mx plus c. For on the diagram below, the line whose equation is 7y minus 3x plus 30 is equals to 0 passes through points A and B. Point B is on the x-axis, while point A is equidistant from x and y-axis. So when you say equidistant, it means it is at the midpoint. Here we have midpoint. So calculate the coordinates of points A and B. So at point A, this one is the x-intercept. They want the x-intercept. So at the x-intercept, the value of y is equals to 0. So we replace where y is, we have 7 times our y is 0 minus 3x plus 30 equals to 0. This one will be negative 3x. Now it will be equal to positive 30. To this side we have negative 30, so your x will be divided by negative 3 both sides, will get positive 10. So it means for A we have our x coordinate is 10, y is 0. So to get the midpoint, we need to first of all find the y-intercept. So y-intercept, x is equal to 0. So again it will be 7y minus 3 times 0 plus 30 is equals to 0. So you'll have 7y equals to negative 30. So y will be negative 30 over 7. So it means these are the point, the coordinate is your x is 0, then y is negative 30 over 7. So since b is the midpoint, we need to find b. So if you want to be the midpoint, we'll take x1 plus x2 and divide by 2, y1 plus y2 divide by 2 for these two points, this one and this one, because b is at equal distance between those 2 points. So shall have 0 plus 10, then divide by 2, then again you'll have negative 30 over 7 plus 0, then divide by 2. So this one will give you the coordinates of b as 5. Then you have negative 30 over 14 as the coordinate of b. If a line with the gradient of negative 3 passes through points 3k and k8, find the value of k. Hence express the equation of the line in the form of ax plus bx plus c is equals to c, where a, b and c are constants. So you are given the gradient negative 3, then the 2 points we have 3k, then we have k8. So you know that gradient is equals to change in y over change in x. So the y, this one is x1 y1 x2 y2. So you shall have 8 minus k over k minus 3 is equals to negative 3 over 1. So you can cross multiply. You shall have 8 minus k is equals to negative 3k plus 9. Collect like terms. So this will be positive 3k to this side minus k is equals to positive 9 minus 8. So we shall have 2k is equals to 1. So your k is equals to half. So it means the coordinates are 3, a half, 8. So they want the equation of the line in the form of that. So you can choose one of the point. We can use this one. We have a half, 8. Then another point along that line xy. When you find gradient, it will give us negative 3. So we have y minus 8 over x minus a half, which will give us negative 3 over 1. So we cross multiply. We shall get y minus 8 is equal to negative 3x plus 3 over 2. So we shall have y minus 3x to this side, you'll have plus 3x. Then you have minus 8 minus 3 over 2 equals to 0. So reaching here, now we can rearrange. So you shall have y plus 3x. You have negative 8 minus 3 over 2. You shall get, this will be negative 16. You shall get minus 19 over 2 equals to 0 in that form. Find the equation of a straight line which is equidistant from this point and this point. It means the point is at the midpoint of these 2 points. Expressing it in the form of ax plus by equals to c, where a, b and c are constants. So we have 0.23 and 0.661. So we need an equation of a straight line which is equidistant from these 2 points. It means they want the perpendicular bisector. So to get these 2 points, the midpoints, we shall have x1 plus x2 divided by 2, then you have y1 plus y2 divided by 2. So it will be 2 plus 6 over 2. Then we have 3 plus 1 over 2. So the midpoint, it is this will be 8 over 2, which is 4. Then you have 2. So we find m1, then we also come and find m2 for that perpendicular bisector. So m1, change in y over change in x, shall have 1 minus 3, 1 minus 3, then 6 minus 2. Shall have negative 2 over 4, which is negative a half. So for perpendicular lines, know that m1 times m2 it will give you negative 1. So negative a half times m2 it will give you negative a half. It implies that m2 times negative a half on both sides is positive 2. So, and it passes, that line passes through point 4, 2, that bisector, and the gradient is 2. So again, using this point, you can have another unknown point xy and find the gradient. You'll have y minus 2 over x minus 4, which will give you positive 2. So you shall have y minus 2 is equals to cross multiply 2x minus 8. So they want the equation in form of ax plus by is equals to c. So we can start with this. Have 2x, positive y to the other side, we have minus y equals to the negative 8 to this side, it will be positive 8 minus 2, have positive 6. So it means your a is 2, b is negative 1, you have the coefficient here is negative, then c is positive 6. 7. The equation of a line negative 3 over 5x plus y is equals to 6. Find the gradient of the line. So to find the gradient, we need to express our line in the form of y is equals to mx plus c. So we shall rearrange. We shall have 3y is equal to the other side, it becomes positive 3 over 5x, and you have plus 6. Divide everything by 3. So we shall have y is equals to, divide by 3, 3 over 15 x, we have plus 6 over 3. this one will simplify to y is equals to 1 over 5x plus 2. So it means your gradient is 1 over 5. Then equation of a line passing through 1, 2 and is perpendicular to the given line B. So if it is perpendicular, you know that m1 times m2, when you multiply the gradient of two lines which are perpendicular, it will give a negative 1. So we have 1 over 5 times m2 is negative 1. It implies that m2 multiplied by 5 both sides becomes negative 5. And you're given the equation as the coordinate is 1, 2. So you can have another unknown coordinate xy. If we get the gradient of these two, which is y minus 2 over x minus 1, should give us negative 5. Cross multiply. So we shall have y minus 2 equals to 5x minus negative 5x, then plus 5. So this one will give us y equals to negative 5x. Then you have plus 5 minus 2 to the other side positive, so plus 7. Question 8. Find the equation of the perpendicular to the line x plus 2y is equals to 4 and passing through 2, 1. So rewrite your equation in the form of y is equals to mx plus c. So you shall have 2y will be equal to, so if you rewrite, it will be 2y is equals to negative x plus 4. Divide by 2 throughout, so y will be negative a half x plus 2. It means your gradient is negative a half. So the other equation, which is perpendicular to this, when you multiply the gradient of two perpendicular lines, it will give negative 1. So negative a half times m2 should give you negative 1. So your m2 multiplied by negative a half on both sides by negative 2 over 1 on both sides. So that will remain with m2 as the subject. It will give you positive 2. And that line passes through 2, 1. So you can have another unknown point along that line xy. When you find gradient, which is y minus 1 over x minus 2, it will give us 2. Cross multiply. I minus 1 is equals to 2x minus 4. So y is equals to 2x minus 1 to the other side will be positive 1. So we remain with negative 3. That one gives us the equation of the other line. Question 9. Find the equation of the line which passes through P and Q. We are given 2 points. So point P is 3, 7 and Q is 6, 1. So we need to find gradient, change in y over change in x. So we have y2 minus y1, 1 minus 7 over x2 minus x1. So we have 6 minus 3. It will give you negative 6 over 3, negative 2. So using one of the points like this one and another unknown point along that line, you can still find the gradient of these 2 points and it will give us negative 2. So using the same process, so y minus 1 over x minus 6, it will give you negative 2 over 1. Cross multiply, you have y minus 1 is equals to negative 2x, then plus 12. So you'll have y is equals to 2x, negative 2x, plus 12. This one is minus 1 to the other side, positive 1, so it becomes plus 13. Then question 10, find the equation whose x-intercept is negative 2. So x-intercept, you know that at x-intercept y is equals to 0. So if x is negative 2, then y is 0. Then at y-intercept, x is 0. So if y is 5, our x is 0. So we have these two coordinates. So we find the gradient first before we can form the equation. So your m, change in y, this is y2 minus y1, so 5 minus 0 over x2, 0 minus our x1 is negative 2, so you have 5 over 2. Then using one of the coordinates, we can use 0, 5 and an unknown point along the line xy. When we find the gradient, it will give us 5 over 2. So we shall have y minus 5 over x minus 0, which will give you 5 over 2. So you can cross multiply. Shall have 2y minus 10 is equals to 5x. So 2y equals to 5x plus 10. Divide by 2 throughout. Then we shall have y equals to 5 over 2x plus 5 as your equation.